Welcome to That's My Biz, the Internet Business Showcase, where we bring exposure to products, services, and special causes of local businesses and organizations. Thank you so much for joining us. We are coming to you live from the BizLinks TV studio. Brought to you by Southeast Computers, repairs, upgrades, custom builds, and restorations. SoutheastComputersATL.com. Hello everyone, I'm Pamela Alexander, your host for That's My Biz, and welcome to another episode where we love to bring to you the great businesses that we meet when we're out there networking. And as I always say, we have another great guest for you, Trace Crow. Welcome, Trace.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Trace, he is with City Data Company, and they have created this app called Walkabout, and it's a cloud-based software platform that makes it easy for organizations to create, manage, and monetize mobile event apps without the hassle of hiring an app designer or listing on Google Play and the App Store. Now, this is going to be interesting because I know many of you all out there are businesses, and you're always thinking about, I'd love to do an app, but I can't afford to do an app. And so he has a solution for you that may be something that you really want to consider. So now, Trace, let's get into first. Tell me about Walkabout and how the software works and how it converts the information to an app.
Sure, absolutely. It's actually quite simple. You can kind of think of it as a hyper-stylized web page that mimics the behavior of a native application. So it's delivered through the web browser, and it's all cloud-based. So you build up the app through our website, and then whatever you build shows up on the other end as a website. So that's fully usable as an app and everything. So it's very unique. We hope it's a little bit clever, but it definitely makes things more affordable for everybody, and you can get higher usage because it's just a matter of clicking on a web link and going to a web page versus having to download an app.
Okay, so now kind of explain the difference, because I think most people understand with their smartphones or their tablets an app where they go to the App Store and then they have to download it and it does whatever that function may be. And then so now how is that different, or how does that compare to what gets created from your software to give them that app experience?
Well, what it is we've used the HTML5 came out I think about 2 years ago with for web browsers. It's much more powerful and more responsive, and it was designed in order. It was a new language that allowed designers to kind of make web pages more responsive. That's why suddenly we had very responsive, interesting, kind of like parallax web pages and things like that. And so we've taken that ability along with higher data usage and ability from the phones themselves, and it's enabled us to make something that feels just like an application. And it's, like I said, it's highly stylized. So there's buttons and things move and slide and pop out at you, and so it feels very much like a native application. But because it's delivered as a cloud-based web page, it makes it significantly more affordable, which is our target demographic is looking for more affordable options to go digital.
Now, as you all can tell, this is going to be a techie show, which I am excited about, but we definitely want to make sure that everyone understands. And that's the great thing about it, is because you don't have to be that technical to be able to have this type of solution, or to even be able to talk to those that may create it. Because now, is it something that an individual themselves can create, or do they come to you and have your developers create it for them?
It's actually a hybrid. So we kind of sell it as you get a license, so you can manipulate the software any way you want. But if you're too busy, which we find festival organizers usually are very busy, we'll go ahead and do it for you. You simply have to let us know how you want the map, the underlying map, to look, what different events, what are the schedules, what kind of customized features do you want in your application, and we'll go ahead and build it for you.
So now this is, like you mentioned, really focused on events. So most of the people that are using your app, then like you mentioned, they're festival organizers, event organizers. How large or how small of an event would fit utilizing your software?
We like to think of ourselves as like we're like the Goldilocks solution. We're just right. Really big events, we certainly would work fine for them, but they often have a much bigger war chest to invest in something very specific to their needs. And really small events, like a backyard barbecue or something like that, it simply is not really worth it,
Right,
right?
right.
We'll certainly still do it for you if you want one for your backyard barbecue or something, but it's kind of overkill,
Okay.
right? But we found the vast majority, somewhere around 80% of the events that happen in this country, kind of are that between that 500 people and 50,000 people.
Okay.
Take place in varieties or different venues, have different events happening within the event, and they need a map
Okay.
at the most, and they need a schedule. And those are the
Okay.
two things that they need most. And that's what our app does better than anything else. It delivers the map and the schedule in one interface
Okay.
that people can quickly access the information they need most.
Okay, now that's nice because I've been to a couple of conferences recently, and they had a full blown app that they invested in, and the conference was only annual, so I don't know if that was a great return on their investment or not. But you mentioned the types of information that they can someone can view. So for the end user themselves. Now, what is experience? Do they go to their browser on their phone or their tablet, like Safari or Firefox or Chrome, and then just go to a website, or they put something on their home screen? What do they do?
Well, there are a variety of ways you can access it. At the very basic, it's just a web link. So for a conference, for instance, they could deliver, everyone who purchases a ticket gets a registration. That link can be sent to them directly and just say, hey, download our app or get the conference information or conference map.
Okay.
We can also deliver it as a text message. So people can text a number, and then it comes back with the link, and they can just click on it. Once they've opened it, and obviously you want to put a button on your webpage at the very least.
Right.
Once they've opened it, then they can just, I use Apple products. I tend to use Apple products. So you could just, click add to home screen, and it'll put a button right there on their home screen.
Okay.
And so then they have all that information whenever they need it.
Okay. Now, and I love this. And being someone that's technical and often talking to those that are technically challenged, this is amazing because, again, you don't have to go to the App Store. Even if it was free in the App Store, you don't have to go and do that install. But you can still have that feel of it being right there on your screen. Like you mentioned, adding that button to your home screen. So during the day when you're at that event, or whether it's going to be, a couple of days long, you have it right there at your fingertips so that you can find what's going on at the festival and enjoy that experience. So that is really good for individuals. Now, we mentioned the map and you mentioned the schedule for an event. What other types of information would a event organizer want to include in an app for their event?
So the sort of the three big things, right? People come to an event and they want to know three things.
Okay.
Where am I? Where is what I want to get to, and when is it happening?
Okay.
So our basic structure is the beating heart of it is a map, a time-based map. We like to say we're the only mapping service that is maps in 4D.
Okay.
Literally we added the element of time.
Okay.
So that's just the fourth dimension. So the point is that there's a time slider you can slide through the events, and they'll pop up on the map when they're happening. So that's the beating heart, a schedule-based map.
Okay.
But there's a menu item at the top, so you can put different customized menu items that can click out to whatever you want them to click out to. We've seen if it's an arts festival, oftentimes there's a donate now button or some sort of whoever is the philanthropic organization that it's supporting, they have an opportunity to donate there. An extra sponsor page to highlight who the sponsors are, right? And just maybe some information about the mission. But the thing that's really starting to kind of pop up a lot is like vendor bingo, scavenger hunts.
Oh, I love that.
Art history walks. Whatever is the kind of event is centered around. We have a web form capability. Right through the splash screen, so it can come up and say, do you want the map schedule or do you want the scavenger hunt?
Okay.
And that's a way of collecting emails. It's a way of interacting with the app itself.
Okay, I love that. So for those of you out there that are event planners or conference or festival planners, this is definitely something that you want to look into as a way to add a new element to your event. Now, does it integrate with any social media features as well?
You can put in the icon bubbles for each of the places and events. You can have the social sharing links that go directly to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also embed in the menu, you can say, post to Twitter, and it'll go right to the hashtag, so then people can know exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
I love it.
But we're going to be beefing that up, where people can locate themselves directly on the map. Hopefully we'll be able to release that soon, and to share directly to these platforms, because while we think we've got an amazing platform for the customer, our customer, the festival organizer, we really want it to be a special experience for their customer, which are the attendees.
Exactly.
Not just an informational experience.
Right. That's good, and that's what you need. People are looking for more interactive events, even like Friend Finder, different things like that, to be able to engage with those that may also be at the event, and maybe they don't even realize they're there. So being able to add some things like that. Now, let me explain a little bit for those that still may not understand. What's the advantage of doing a web-based app versus making that investment into having a full-fledged app that might be in the stores, in the Google stores?
Well, the two main reasons that we come across with our customers is just simply cost.
Okay.
Most app designers it's gonna be minimum $5,000, sometimes upwards of 20,
Okay.
60, 100, depending on what kind of craziness you're trying to do. Our solution, one map or one event would be a $249 annual license with a $250 setup fee if you want us to help set it all up. So it's significantly less expensive. But the other side of it is usage. So a big event like Bonnaroo or South by Southwest has the marketing machine that can push and get people to use the app. As well as like they said, the war chest to build exactly the kind of app they want. A smaller festival, a small street festival put on in a small town, simply doesn't have the budget for that, and it's going to be hard for them to get people to download that app for a street festival that they're going to for half a day.
Right.
And so we're really built for them in mind. They want to go digital. They want a 21st century solution, because 50% of adults have a smartphone. And they want that solution, but they don't. There isn't one affordable enough and delivered in a way that it'll actually get the usage to make it worthwhile.
Right.
So those are our two chief advantages from the product, but that's the real reason. It's usage and cost.
Okay, and that, and if you all didn't hear it, you're just saving almost 90%. It's a 90% difference in having your own custom app done. And then, like we said, that app, if the event is only once a year, the investment that you've made to get that created just to be used in such a short period of time. But then also, we were talking earlier, another great event, like you mentioned, for event planners who may be managing multiple events, to be able to then work with you all to be able to create apps for all of the different types of events that they work with.
Exactly. So they can, we've talked to municipalities who are interested in using the application, and one of the ways is that they can have their standard map, which shows places to eat, bars, things to do, but then they can actually then strategically deploy specific event maps. So maybe they're running 5 events per year. Well, that's 6 different apps for 6 different use cases. They could either make one app that would have all those things jumbled in one, but this allows them to kind of strategically deploy it as a marketing play, really.
Right, and I love that, and the easy way to encourage people to obtain it. Like you said, they don't have to download it from the App Store. You can put the link on your web page. You can use the text to do it. QR code, another great way to send it to folks as well. So getting people involved, and a lot of event attendees, they want to come up with the times as well. So they're more into like you said, mentioned the hashtags and the QR codes and different things like that. So this really gives them something interactive to do when they're at an event. So now let me ask also, because you mentioned about municipalities, and I'm hearing some great use cases for them as well, even beyond just having a particular event, but even a long-term use. Do you find some that create an app and the app is used ongoing, not just for that particular event?
Yeah, it can be a great tourist facing application. There are some wonderful applications out there, and many of them are actually companies that are based here in the Southeast, for that kind of civic minded side of it. So a citizen wants to report to the city a pothole, that kind of stuff. There are great applications for that, but they're not as good on the tourism side. So how are you affecting the non-citizens, and getting people to come to your city? And so our solution is great. You simply have to view it from the user's perspective. How long are they going to be in a place?
Right.
If it's less than 7 to 10 days, then our solution is perfect for it. Because you can have an ongoing, like a hotel. You can have it ongoing, but it shows people are only there for a few days, so they only care about the few days they're there.
Right.
And so it's almost like an event. You're almost treating your property or your city like an ongoing rolling event.
Yeah, I love that, and I just think, an event is just an experience. So thinking about the different experiences that you may want your clients or your visitors to have, and how you can really use this app to fit those experiences.
Exactly.
Good stuff. I am really enjoying this, and I hope you all look into this more. Look at City Data Company. Trace, tell everyone how they can get in touch with you.
They can get in touch with us through the website, of course, walkaboutapp.com. We also have the company website is citydataco.com. And you could just email me directly, and that's Trace Crow, TRESCROW, @citydataco.com.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us,
thank you
Trace.
so
We
much.
appreciate your time. Everyone, make sure that you check out Walkabout, learn about it, think about all the different ways that you'll be able to utilize it, and get creative, too, because we heard a lot of good different use cases. So make sure that you reach out to Trace and find out more about them. And be sure to watch this episode again and share it with others. You can watch the episode at www.bizlinks.tv. Also, we want to make sure that you go to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel. Please like and give us thumbs up for our various shows that we have out there. And then also check us out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/BizLinksTV. Remember, BizLinks TV Network, we want to expose your business to the world. Thank you for joining us. Today's show can be viewed on demand on our website at www.bizlinks.tv. If you are interested in having your products, services, or special cause showcased on our program, submit an inquiry to That's My Biz at bizlinks.tv. In addition, information on advertising and hosting your own show can be found on our website at bizlinks.tv.